There is no guarantee for success, but there are ways to get closer to it when you do the right things. Who you surround yourself with is just as important as what you do. Finding the right people, the right classes, the right activities, and taking the right tests are all decisions that shape your future. Find out more today on Destination University with Dr. Cynthia Colon. Dr. Colon and her guests will give you the tips you need, whether you're a student, parent, or educator. Now, here is your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon.
Welcome to Destination University. If you are a college-bound teen or a champion of one, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. We are running a special series interviewing real teens with real dreams who have been admitted to college. So excited. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon, author of the book, Be Committed, Get Admitted, and founder of Dream College Academy and College Essay Bootcamp. Wherever you are tuning in from, you are in for a treat. So grab your beverage of choice and a notepad because you're going to hear golden nuggets from our star student today, Siena. You're going to learn what Siena did right, any advice she has, any regrets or things that she might do differently. And she's going to reveal where she is headed to college, which she will call home for the next 4 years. Well, without further ado, Siena, hi.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, I can tell you that I just miss you so much. I mean, we used to have every other day little conversations, but it's good to see you. And
Me too.
how many more days do you have of school? What's happening with that?
I have 2 weeks, but it's basically one, so I have 4.
Oh my
4
goodness.
real days.
4 real days of school.
Mhm.
We like to share with our listeners, our campers are from across the country, and many of them are from California. But why don't you share with everyone, where you grew up, where you go to high school, and maybe a little bit about your family life.
Okay. I grew up in Long Beach, California, and I go to Millikan High School. What about my family?
Brother.
Well, I do have a brother. Yes. I have a brother. He goes to UC Riverside, and I'm a first generation college student.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, that just means that her parents did not attend four-year institution. And so she and her brother are first generation to college, which is super, super exciting. We're going to lead in with the good news, and you can share with everybody all the colleges that you were admitted to, or a smattering of them, but don't reveal yet where you're headed. So share with us the range of colleges that shared the love with you.
Yeah, so I got into UC San Diego, UC Santa Barbara, UC Berkeley, San Diego State, Cal Poly SLO, Pepperdine University, and LMU.
LMU and Redlands, I want to say.
Oh yeah, Redlands.
Yeah. I feel like you're probably missing some because you committed to a ton of schools.
Yeah.
You were really, and we're going to talk about some of the things that they wrote on your little letter.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really great. And so it tells me that you applied to a wide range of schools. It tells me that you set yourself up for success, meaning that you were hoping to get more yeses than waitlists or nos. Okay, awesome. That is really great. So to go along with that, when you look back on 4 years, what would you say you did right? What were the things that, if you were talking to, if you had a younger sibling, but if you were talking to the freshmen, the new freshmen, or even sophomores, what advice would you give to them?
I would say the thing that's going to make you stand out most on your application is the way you showed your leadership. And for me, I wasn't really gonna show it in the way that most people do, where they're the president of a club or of a sports team. I was more of a do it myself person. I don't know. So I did a leadership project where I sewed bead bags, and that was I feel like that's just what made me stand out the most. So I think just having something unique to show.
Well, okay, so I'll have you explain that in a second. But so if you just listen to what Siena said, write that down, that, I often sort of use the phrase, leadership doesn't always come in a title. And so if you're watching, you're listening, there are a lot of students who will not be or don't want to be the president of the school, like the student body president or the editor-in-chief of this yearbook, or the president of key club, or the captain of the tennis team, or whatever. They don't want those roles. And I think early on, Siena, you and I had a conversation, and you sort of self-identified as like, that's not me. Like, I'm a little bit shyer. But what you're talking about is that everybody can be a leader in their own way. So explain what the bead bags, what was that project? What is that for?
Okay, so I decided to work with the pediatric cancer community because I wanted to work with kids, and I wanted to like do something in the medical field, because at that time that's what I wanted to do. So I started a project where I was to sew 100 bead bags within a year, which are little like decorative drawstring bags that go to cancer patients for the storage of beads, which represent their milestones within their journey, like a chemotherapy milestone. And it was just a way to give back, and like in the way that I could help.
Yeah. So Siena has a sewing machine. You had a sewing machine already. You didn't have to buy one, right? Like, you knew how to sew, right?
Yeah, well, I knew how to knit, and then I bought a sewing machine because it was similar. So
yeah. Okay. So Siena and I have been working together since she was a sophomore, and she made a goal to do 100, as she said, 100 in a year. So she had to kind of sort of chip away at this. And your essay talks about how you literally would have to go to Joann's Fabrics and pick the fabric and do all of these cutting and getting it ready. Now, share with everybody the little notes that you received on some of your letters of admission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I received, this one was from University of Redlands, and it was just like at the end of like my admission letter, and it just said, we enjoyed hearing your story about your bead bag project.
That's amazing. Yeah. I loved the bead bag project, and I loved that essay that you wrote. So in many ways, we're talking about the next question, which is sort of like, if we could do your 60-second like highlight reel, what would be on it? And so obviously the bead bags is something that would be on it. Is there anything else that you feel proud of, whether it's academically, you did something academically well, or co-curricular wise, anything that you would add to your sizzle reel other than the bead bags?
I guess my sports, I did 2 sports. I did soccer and cross country. Mm-hmm. So I think just having those on my application just showed more diversity, and like just showed who I was.
Yeah. Something else I remember that you added to your application was you mentioned earlier that you like to knit. Yes. Knitting, not crocheting, right? Different things.
Oh, yeah, well, both, but
yeah, you do both. And also, I feel like you wrote something else about maybe guitar or something else. But
oh yeah,
there were other things that you were able to add to your resume section. Of again, things that just Siena wanted to do, right? Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
So it's just a good example of remembering, don't omit things from your application that just because you think they're not important. All those things matter. And college admission folks are looking to see how you spend your time outside of the classroom, no matter what you do. So I think that was really great, Siena. This process is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It takes courage and bravery to put yourself out there. And kind of like, are they going to like me? Or are they not? It's very kind of stress inducing. It can be. So sort of, if with that in mind, and with all humility and candor, each student has been a little bit candid about, is there anything that you wish you would have done differently? Is there anything that you regret? Is there anything, what could you say about that? Anything?
I would say just like being more involved with the school, I guess. Like, even though I said that I didn't really like want to be the president of a club, I just mean like joining in on like school events, I guess. That's just like a piece of advice I'd give, is to just go to like anything that your school is doing, because it just like makes you feel more a part of it. yeah, I guess I would just want to like just do more of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good piece of advice, to engage with your school community. And I guess you could say that maybe you'll take that lesson to college with you and engage there too. I have to say that's a good piece of advice, because I think I would give myself that same advice even for college. I was pretty involved, but yeah, I wish I would have done more.
Mhm.
You know, go to the pep rallies, go to the speakers, go do it all.
Mhm. Yeah.
We're getting kind of close to where you're going to reveal where you're going, and then we'll unpack all of that together.
Mhm.
And just here to celebrate with you. But before we get to where what you chose, the school that you chose, what was important to you as you investigated, where you were going to apply? So even from the get-go, did you have sort of the same ideas or the values of like what you were looking for in each college?
Yeah, so at the beginning, I was kind of looking for a college that was going to be close enough to home where I could feel like near my family, but then far enough to like feel like I made a change in my life. So yeah, I was looking for like a medium distance college. And also I wanted like a bigger school because I didn't want to feel like I was going to high school every day, sort of. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I know it's different for everyone, but yeah, I wanted something different, and yeah, that's
Now, when did you change your major? You mentioned earlier, and I remember us going through this. One of the reasons you picked this Bead Bag project is because you really did, I mean, you love kids, you still do love kids, and may find a way to work with them. But in that moment, you were wanting to be a pediatrician. When did you have a shift, and did that play a role in where you looked at getting into college, applying to college?
Mhm. Yeah, I like ever since I was a kid, I had the idea that I wanted to be like a doctor or something, but that was kind of just like it just like interested me. Like I didn't really know what like went into it. Because I don't know, I've always like struggled with like my math and sciences just like throughout like my whole school career. And so I was researching majors, and I realized that, in order to be like in the medical field, you have to like be good at those. And I noticed those were like my weaker spots. So I was like, okay, maybe this isn't the right path for me. I'm going to choose something that like I'm good at, that I like to do, that I can see myself doing.
Mhm.
And so that for me, that was like English and like writing and reading.
Wow. Okay, so that played a role,
Mhm.
where you were gonna go as well. Now, I'm going to just say, because I think so. Siena was dead set on staying really in California, but closest to home, as she mentioned. But you did apply to a few schools out of state, and I'm not sure that you mentioned you. Correct me if I'm wrong. You got into University of Washington, am I right?
Yes, I didn't. I forgot that one.
Oh my God, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we probably gave it away that you didn't choose that one, but
Mhm.
I mean, University of Washington is a really big deal, and it's not
Yes.
every out-of-state student gets admitted. So you did good. You did good, Siena.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna have a drum roll, and then we'll have your Thea come on.
Oh,
So
yeah.
drum roll to share. Okay, go ahead, Siena. Where are you going?
Okay. I'm going to UC Berkeley. I don't know if you could see. Here
Let's see.
is my
Okay,
Here's my thing they gave me.
I
I'm
love
a bear.
a bear. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, Maddie, you can join us now. Yay! Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Thank-
let's take some time to unpack this decision.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a roller coaster. Can we?
Yeah.
Okay, if we share, as you were you were doing super well. You got admitted to most of the colleges that you applied to, not every.
Mhm.
And so, do you want to? Well, should we say? So this is your Thea, Maddie. I mean, what do you want to say to Siena?
I am just so proud of her. She is my hero. I couldn't love her more. I can't believe she's going to be 18 and she's going to be someone that makes a great impact on the world. And I couldn't be more proud. I just love you so much. You are the apple of my eye. You're my little girl. I will always see you as my little girl. And I am so proud of how much you've done in such a short time in your life. You're not only smart, you're fully bilingual and biliterate. You've taken every challenge on. And this is just one more example of what you can do. And I just love you dearly. And I love looking at pictures when you were first born and the beautiful young girl you've become. And I can't wait to see your impact on the world. And
Oh my
there's
God.
be a lot to come from this little person.
Thanks.
I'm
I
gonna
just,
cry.
I
Oh,
couldn't love you anymore,
person.
Siena. I couldn't love you. I'm your godmother. I'm
No.
your aunt. And
Yes.
you will always be my baby that I am so proud of.
oh my.
Thanks.
I mean, was there? Oh, I mean,
Oh
the
no.
the love and support. It's just like it's just super, super obvious. And I want to ask this question, and you can answer it however you want. But I believe that there are numerous colleges that are good fits for anyone. I believe you can fall in love with not just one, but multiple colleges. So tell us sort of, what it came down to for you and your little bumpy road, or what happened in the spring.
Yeah, so initially my dream school was UCLA, but obviously did not get in, but that's okay. I like accepted it. I knew that wherever I went, I was gonna like love it. I knew I was gonna be interested in wherever I was going. And so UCSB was my second choice, and when I got in there, I was really excited because that was like my second choice, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah.
And then I got into Berkeley, which was a surprise for me, because I didn't really think about it before, because I wasn't really like I don't know, it wasn't really something that I thought was gonna like be for me.
And if I remember correctly, it was like the last UC
Yes.
to come
Yeah,
out.
it was like it was the very last one.
And it was also the last one to even be thrown into the mix.
Oh my God.
We didn't really talk about Berkeley much.
Yeah, it wasn't really like on my radar until I got in.
Yeah.
And so I did like a bunch of research. I was watching a bunch of like day in the life videos. And so I was like, okay, now I have to decide between that and UCSB. So I visited both campuses, and they were
Good.
both great. Like I could see myself being happy at both, but I don't know, I felt myself more excited at UC Berkeley. So I was like, okay, I'm going here.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember like where you were on campus where you're like, okay, yeah, this is it?
Yeah, it was honestly just like first getting into the city. It was more of the environment I was looking for. It was very different than here.
Yeah.
And it just like I felt more excited.
Okay. So Maddie, I know that you were thinking that she was going to stay pretty close to home.
Yes.
Was this a surprise for you, or how did you take the news and all of this?
I was surprised because Santa Barbara is still a couple hours away from home. But here she'll be an hour and 45 minutes from me.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be close, and we're going to be spending some time. And I also know that one of her closest friends, if not her closest friend, will be an hour away at Davis.
Oh,
And so it's just falling into place.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that wherever Siena goes, she will be a success. And being a Bruin is still not out of the picture. She could always go there for a master's, graduate school, or a doctorate.
Yeah.
And so she is starting strong, and it can only get better as a college experience, right?
Well, she's still a big bear. She's a big bear.
I'm still a bear.
She's still there.
Oh my gosh, this is really great. And I think that if you're listening, you understand, or hopefully the message is that it all works out. And I mean, Maddie just said it perfectly. Like, you're not close to home, like mom, dad, brother home, but you've got your good friend Davis and you've got your Thea there, so you have your own support system and exactly what you need. So,
And she's only an hour away on flight. So, family will come in, she'll go home. And so it's about a new experience for her as she's growing. And we want her to enjoy being a college student and being young.
it's great.
And just follow her dreams. It's her future. And so that's what we're excited about. Definitely the opportunities are there. She's kind of shy, but I know she got into all but 2 of the colleges that she applied to. University of Oregon, she left that one out. And we're not thinking Cal Lutheran.
No, she won the lotto. I mean, honestly, I was like every other day, I was like, oh, I got into this person. I got into this place. I got into this place. So she did really, really well.
And I think for us, we did that intentionally. And if you recall, we did that with her brother so that at the end, it was their choice.
Yeah.
So they could say, I want to go to this school 30 minutes away, or I want to go to that school. So it really opened up their choices, which is what we wanted, is for them to choose freely.
Yeah.
From a variety of schools.
Yeah, Siena, one last question I have for you is that what is it that you're looking most forward to at Berkeley? Is there a student tradition that they have, or something like, that you're other than like going to class, which, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing the mascot, Oski, on campus. Yeah. Because he's a character. He looks a bit scary, but I need to get a picture with him. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh my gosh, please send me that picture. That's
I will.
Gonna be great. I have a very good friend that I went to school with for graduate school, who lives in Berkeley. He and his wife and his daughter. And so it gives me a good reason to go and visit all of you. So Berkeley's a great town. You're gonna fun. So okay, hold on. We're all gonna wave goodbye, but let me just do the sign off here. But oh my gosh. Well, everyone, I mean, setting yourself up for success is one takeaway. The other takeaway is really about leadership doesn't come in a title. You can be a leader in your own way. And that is what Siena did. And she was super focused on paving her own way. And it really, really did pay off. So thank you so much, Siena, for being with us and sharing your story and being courageous and brave throughout this. Now, if you're watching and wanting to learn more about the college application process, you can head on over to my website, drcynthiacolon.com. That's COLON. You can also just type in Destination University, just like the podcast.com. It'll take you to the same place. So you can learn about our programs, Dream College Academy, College Essay Bootcamp, all of those things. And if Siena has in any way fueled your confidence or helped to build your dreams, please share Siena's episode with 3 people in the next 30 minutes. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can hit subscribe, you can comment, you can ask questions, and we'll get back to you. Parents, you can join us on Facebook in Destination University Facebook group. And as for all my dreamers, that is all I have for you today. If you are a dreamer or a doer, you are part of our Destination University family, just like Siena. And you can join us here every week, same time, same place. Until then, wherever you are, may you have a happy and sunny day. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening this week to Destination University. Be sure to join Dr. Cynthia Colon again and get one step closer to your success.